Welcome, my friends, to the Grand Archive. Today, I have a video unlike any other that I've ever made here on Red Zone Rogue. I have possibly the biggest and most exciting reveal that I've ever done, and it is this card right here. But before we share what this card is, we're gonna take a look at a beautiful new trailer. And you know what? While you're at it, keep your eye out for a certain Fire Assassin card in the trailer, and that might give you a little bit of a nod as to what this is. All right, let's go. When the Grand Archive team showed me that trailer, I was honestly blown away. Their production quality and attention to detail is top notch, especially for an indie card game. They put a lot of other anime card games to shame with their level of quality. And not just that, I have two more beautiful things to show you. The first one is this card, and the second one, we'll just show that off in just a second. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to share with you now, this character might be very recognizable for longtime viewers of Red Zone Rogue. This is, in fact, our mascot character, Katsumi Karako, on an official card in a card game. Now, Korhazi Courier, this is not a promo card. This is a card that will be in the Kickstarter set and the Ultra Edition that you can open up in booster packs. This is my very first official collaboration with another card game, and it also says it here on the bottom. Now, we're gonna go into a top-down so you can see this card better in person and also without the sleeve and the top loader here. But I am so honored to have my own card in a card game, and not just any card game, a card game that I truly love and that I'm very, very excited for. I could not be more excited for this. I will tell you how this all came to be, my input on this card, because I did have a little bit of say as to what went into the card, as well as that other reveal that we'll get to right now. And here is the third reveal of the video. Look at this absolutely gorgeous Lorraine playmat. There's a couple really special things about this playmat other than the awesome, hollow foil Grand Archive logo here. This is actually, not just a stitched playmat, it's incredibly soft. Probably one of the softest playmats I've ever, had my hands on, and that's saying a lot because I've dealt with a lot of playmats. Very, very cool. I mean, it just kind of shows a little bit more of that Grand Archive quality here that, is frankly unmatched in almost any anime TCG that I have ever seen. So huge, huge thank you to the Grand Archive team for sending me this gorgeous Lorraine playmat. I'm sure you'll see this in many, many future Grand Archive videos, but let's kind of get a little zoom in here as we show off the Korhazi Courier in, a little bit more detail and talk about this card and why it's such a big deal for me personally. Now, this all came about, I want to say several months ago when I showed, I want to say this actually maybe at the beginning of 2022, I shared with the Grand Archive devs my winter 2021 holiday card, which I'll show an image of it right here. And they were like, hey, your original character looks awesome. How would you like to have her in Grand Archive? And I was like, this is basically a dream come true for me or one of my original, characters to be in a card game that I really, truly enjoy. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. To be completely clear here, they did not pay me. I did not pay them. This is a straight one-to-one collaboration, right? So my character is going to be in their card game, and that's basically it. I didn't even commission the art. They did the art themselves. I gave them a whole bunch of references for Katsumi, and this is what they ended up with. I absolutely love it, by the way. And so here you can see on the bottom here, that says collab with Red Zone Rogue. So yeah, this is an official Grand Archive card. Now this card right here, the one that I'm holding, this is a test print card, but it will look almost identical to this when you open this up in booster packs. And that's the coolest part. This is gonna be in booster packs. You can draft this card. You can play this card in sealed. And that's part of the reason why she is an uncommon here. So now when they reached out to me, they gave me a couple options for this. They wanted to know what class the card is, what element the card would be, and the rarity, right? And so I immediately said, it's gotta be like Fire Assassin, right? Red Zone Rogue, the card has to be red. I mean, that just makes sense. And then Assassin, you know me, I love Assassins. My channel is called Red Zone Rogue. I mean, come on. Like, the closest thing to a rogue is an assassin. I mean, assassin is a subtype in D&D. And then the other thing was the rarity. Now, if I couldn't have her be a unique character, like a super rare with a unique name and like the unique affix here, I wanted her to be a very playable card that a lot of folks would see. And so by the time they reached out to me, all of the unique characters had already been filled up. So there were no more slots in the set for unique characters. But they did have a couple slots at common, uncommon, and rare, I believe. And we decided that uncommon would likely be the best spot between power and frequency that people would see the card, right? So I wanted a card that was kind of powerful, but one that you would also see when you're opening up booster packs. So if you go out there and you buy a Grand Archive booster box, there's a good chance that you'll pull a couple copies of the Korhazi Courier or Katsumi Courier. I think I'm gonna call this Katsumi Courier. And the way I like to think about it in my head, canon-wise, is, you know, Katsumi's she's a traveler, right? And maybe this is how she started out, or she kind of, you know, this is her summer job as a courier for the Korhazi, before she worked her way up to like a master assassin or something like that. Anyway, I'm so excited for this, so honored for this. This is a really big deal for me. It literally is like a dream come true, right? To have me or one of my original characters in a card game. And like I said, not just a card game that I truly love and enjoy. What does she do? We should talk about what she does, right? So she's a 1/2, right? So it doesn't have a lot of power here. She only costs 3, which is actually very, very low for Grand Archive. She has Stealth, which says this unit can't be targeted by attacks unless permitted by True Sight, so she's really hard to deal with by attacking. She's an assassin human, and she has class bonus. So if your champion is an assassin, she gains on hit, draw a card, then discard a card. So it's got this sweet loot effect. If a fire element card was discarded, choose a unit and deal 1 damage to it. So I love this card. I think it's awesome. It does everything that I love to do. You get some sort of card advantage out of it, and you can turn that card advantage into damage. Oh, it's so good. And it's just on hit, not just like when you hit your opponent's champion. It's when she hits at all. So that's super, super good. So you will almost always at least get 1 trigger of this unless your opponent is able to kill her like on the spot. Either way, super cool card, really good at board control, killing like, you know, littler things or dealing 1 damage to units. It only does damage to units. You can't like punch your opponent's champion in the face, but still really, really sweet. And look at this. Look at the assassin logo on here. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. What else about this card? I mean, that's about it. I mean, when they reached out to me, I was immediately just like, hell yes, we are doing this. And I think it ended up in a really good spot. Absolutely love the art. Just such a brilliant job here. The artist is Faicha, so shout out to them. And that's about all I have to say about this. Once again, we also have this beautiful Grand Archive playmat here. So I want to give another shout out to the Grand Archive team. This collaboration is awesome. I'm so happy to be a part of it. Maybe we can do something like this in the future. And, you know, even if we don't, I'm going to be a huge supporter of Grand Archive. moving forward. I mean, I already am, and I already was before we even, you know, this entered the equation. But I frankly cannot wait for the first set, Dawn of Ashes, to launch. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to be doing some drafts. We're going to be maybe doing some weird sealed. If you watched the previous video with the devs, you can learn a little bit more about how draft and sealed works. And I'm obviously going to be building some decks. Obviously, we're going to be building an assassin deck with our card here, Korhazi Courier, or as I like to call her, Katsumi Courier. Courier Katsumi? Katsumi Courier? Something like that. Something like that. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of that awesome trailer, what you think of this awesome playmat, and what you think of our awesome collaboration card that will be in booster packs in the Dawn of Ashes Kickstarter and Alter Edition set launching next year. They have the Alter Edition or the Unlimited Edition slated for a April release, or it could be earlier. Once again, watch that video I talked about with me chatting with the devs and answering some community questions. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time for some more card game content. See you later.